Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston Station, yes, I am ready for the event.
Young Astronauts Club, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is the Young Astronaut Club. How do you hear me?
Young Astronaut Club, I hear you loud and clear.
Wakata-san, こんばんは。
Good evening, Wakata-san.
Wakata-san, Yakの小貞です。
I am Kosada from Young Astronaut Club. Thank you very much for tonight.
皆さん、こんばんは。この日を楽しみにしてました。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Kosada-san, good evening. I was very much looking forward to this night. Welcome on board.
早速、東京
Now, without any ado, we would like to start from Tokyo venue. Ms. Sakata from Tokyo venue. I am Ayaka Sakata, representing Tokyo venue in 4th grade of elementary school. And while I'm working as a group leader in Young Astronaut Club branch activities, sometimes I have some difficulties to get opinions and actions on which everyone agrees. Have you practiced any training which would lead to unanimous consensus?
いい質問ですね。チームのみんなが心を一つに
That's a very good question.
向かって努力できるように
Having all the mind on the same target and do good effort together, all the astronauts were in survival training, and we know each other and know about what others are thinking, and that we'll be able to have a good relationship so that everyone knows what others are thinking. This is going to be very important for good teamwork. So that kind of group activity was very useful for us. So people in Tokyo venue, thank you very much for that good question. Thank you very much. Next, Mr. Amagasaki from Fukuoka venue. My name is Yuki Amagasaki. I'm in 1st grade of junior high. And how did you practice your language to communicate for mutual understanding with various people of the world?
いい質問ですね。コミュニケーション能力っていうのは宇宙でも大切で
Again, very good question.
私は
The communication capability is very important in space.
英語の勉強を
And during my junior high, senior high, and university, I studied a lot for language. Well, I also used the radio for practicing listening and also speaking. I also watched movies, English movies, also listened to radio and TV programs in those languages, listen, speak, listen. So I took all the opportunity to practice the language. I also have to speak Russian. And the way I learned while learning English was useful for learning another language as well. So I think it's very important for you to learn English so that you will be able to communicate with people from the world. Thank you very much from Fukuoka venue. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Aoki from Mie Yokkaichi venue. I am of Hanahikita Elementary School, and I'm 2nd grader, and my name is Aoki. And when the ISS advances into the aurora, whether the aurora is shattered or the aurora is opened like a curtain, and what kind of color is it?
いい質問ですね。国際宇宙ステーション、今私がいるこの
Again, very good question.
ステーションは
So, International Space Station, and I am in Kibo, Japan Experiment Module, and we are flying at the height of 400 kilometers above the space, above the ground. And aurora is usually seen at a lower altitude, about 300 kilometers. And aurora looks like curtain and shimmers. But it doesn't happen. I mean, aurora does not be scattered. But we see aurora far, and then it approaches nearer. and it really looks like curtain simmering. It's a very impressive sight. Thank you very much from Mie. And regarding the color, it's a pale green. We often see pale green aurora. Thank you very much, people from Mie. Now, Ms. Fukasawa from Saitama venue, please. I am in the first grade of junior high and Sirius branch. Fukasawa Aoi is my name. And is there a special or tacit rule or custom that astronauts should do something by themselves when they come to ISS for the first time, or do sometimes something altogether on the ISS? That's a very interesting question. When you first go to the space, International Space Station, there isn't any specific thing that an astronaut has to do when they go first. However, when they come to space, and in order to get used to life and work, you usually ask for advice who are familiar with space. But that's something that everyone does. And for human body to be adjusted to new environment and zero gravity environment quickly, I was actually quite surprised how quickly I got adjusted. Thank you very much, Saitama venue friends. Thank you very much. Now from Kobe, Hyogo, Ms. Yanagihara. I am Nanako Yanagihara, a first grader of junior highs. And when the ISS is orbiting at the height same as Aurora, whether electronic equipment and crew on ISS will have the influence from solar wind or not, and do you have any impact on your health by the solar wind? A very good question. Well, solar wind impact, we do have impact on our body and also our equipment. But fortunately, there had not been major impact on our health, or hadn't had any major impact on ISS equipment, such as a major solar flare. It did not happen. However, in case any major solar flare activity is to happen, then there is some area that have a higher protection for the radiation within ISS. So we have to move to those areas within ISS in case those unlikely event happens. Thank you very much for Hyogo, people. Now from Okayama, Ms. Domai, please. I'm a sixth grader from Okayama Momotaro branch, and my name is Madoka Domai. So what was the scariest experience so far in your life when you are in ISS, and how did you change your feeling after that experience? Momotaro branch, that's a great name. And in my space, fortunately, I did not have any very scary feeling. However, 4 years ago, when I was on ISS, there was a smoke happened from the boiler machine, and there was a possibility of fire, so I was a bit scared. However, we were very calm and conducted what we had practiced in case. So that's very important, not just for on the space, but be prepared for emergency in terms of mindset, and also be prepared properly. Those are going to be very useful in your daily life as well. Thank you very much for the good question from Okayama. Thank you very much. Now, Yamada-san from Koichi venue. My name is Takumi Yamada. I'm third grade of junior high. Do you think that the space sickness and swelling could be reduced by adding the number of times to coming to space? And you can look at the surface from the space many times. And How do you think, as experienced astronaut, it can make the world become peaceful? That's a very great question. I have been in space 3 times before, and fortunately, I did not have any space sickness. However, when I am in zero gravity, or the fluid in the body, it goes upper body shifted, and I have a swollen face. And that happens anytime when I come up to the space. And by the way, we do not see any boundaries of the world from space. So I think when people understand each other and have good communication, then we will be able to realize peace a world. People from Koichi venue, thank you very much for the correction. Now, Yokkaichi venue again. Ms. Sugo, please. My name is Ayumi Sugo. I'm in the 3rd grade of elementary school. Why are there fewer female astronauts compared with the number of male astronauts? Sugo-san, that's a very good question. The work of astronaut, when you have the capability and willingness to be an astronaut, both men and women can do this work. And the reason why fewer female astronauts, one of the reasons is that few female apply for astronauts. So I think it's important that you do not give up because it is a difficult work, but rather each one of you have great capability. So you have, when you have a strong mindset to be an astronaut, both men and women have equal opportunity. There are various works in the world, and there are many work that both men and women can do equally. So I hope that you have a strong mind to pursue your dream. Thank you very much, people of Mie. Now from Wakata, Miyajima-san, please. I am from Taro Miyajima of Fukuoka venue. My question is that what was your gladdest thing in your day of primary school as a child, and also what about your saddest one? Thank you for the question. When I was in elementary school, I like to capture bugs and fishes and crabs. Those are my gladdest things. And my saddest thing was that I had a chicken. I started to keep it from a little chick to chicken. And when it passed away, that was the most saddest thing. But encountering such a death, I had felt the importance of life. So that was also a precious opportunity that I encountered. Thank you from Fukuoka. Now, Ms. Sakamoto from Tokyo venue. I'm from Aoyama Gakuin Elementary School, Yumina Sakamoto. I heard that some astronauts have taken several photos of coral reef from the ISS. By observing the phenomenon of the coral reef from global warming from space, there any method to predict the phenomenon of coral reef and also prevent the land from desertification by global warming? You are studying a lot of things. Thank you very much. And you're right. And observing globe satellite, observe the ground, the Earth continuously. And that way, we would be able to capture how the environment is changing on the ground. So by that kind of ground Earth observation, we will be able to predict how the environment on the Earth is to change and what we have to do in order to prevent those changes to happen. Technology and space is also going to be very useful for protecting our precious Earth environment. Thank you very much for people from Tokyo venue. Thank you very much, Wakata-san. Now, Mr. Reiji Matsumoto, the president of Young Astronaut Club of Japan, has a question. I am Reiji Matsumoto, the president of Young Astronauts Club. I have had opportunity to talk to you directly on the phone. Thank you very much for calling me at home a few times. I have a very important question that I want to ask to you. So while you are observing the Earth, and you have, and when you see the clouds and other natural phenomena, do you feel any difference compared to your former flights? Visible changes? Do you see any observation on the atmosphere of the Earth? Well, Mr. Reiji Matsumoto, observing the Earth from the space, we are very much impressed, as always, by the strength of the nature of the Earth. So I do not visibly observe any changes on the environment of the Earth. That said, Caspian Sea or Chad Kingdom, some of the shrinkage of lakes are visible too. So some of the human activities are impacting some environment. Those are also visible. And we are doing the activity of expanding the boundary of human activity. And at the same time, it's very important to preserve the environment of precious Earth, globe. This is what I always feel. Are there any changes in terms of the polar areas? Changes in the North Arctic and North Antarctic? Well, the range where we are going around is about 51.6 degrees to both north and south. So the polar areas are not visible from International Space Station. So the ice situation in the north or south poles are not actually visible, observed from International Space Station, unfortunately. Well, I hope that you will continue to go back to space many times, and I hope that you will continue your good work of building the bases. I'm always behind you. Thank you very much, Mr. Wakata. So at the end of this session, would you like to give message to other people in the venues and also venues and listeners, or viewers of this program? Mr. Matsumoto and Mr. Kosaka, thank you very much. And also all the people, students who are here for the venues, thank you very much for wonderful questions. And each one of you who are there at those different venues, you have great capabilities. So it's important that you find something that really interests you and utilize your capability to excel in the area that you're interested. And please think what you can do for other people and find the target that you want to pursue for, and keep them not just as a dream, but set them as the solid target and work hard. And you may make mistake, you may fail, and you will always fail at certain time, but don't give up there, but use them as a stepping stone and work harder toward your dream to realize that as something that you can do. Thank you very much for this meeting. Thank you very much, Wakata-san. Let's say thank you to Wakata-san together. Thank you very much, Mr. Wakata.
皆さんどうもありがとうございました。また会いましょう。
Thank you very much. See you again.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Young Astronauts Club.
Thank you very much.
Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Station copy.